Cheers. Oh, that's too hot. Yep, that's hot. It's a cup of tea. It's a cup of tea. I have a cup of tea because I ran out of milk, so I couldn't make a coffee. So, I'm streaming. Yay. I should let folks know that I am streaming. Better get the link. Okay. Oh, hello kitty. Turns off music and turns on stream. You're finished, haven't you, Quindor? I hope you're finished. Thanks. Yeah, I ran out of milk. But that was my fault. I was supposed to go yesterday afternoon and I got distracted. Hang on, I'm just tweeting out and I'm just gonna post on Discord. Okay, where else should I post? Hey Johnny. Hey Rat Madness. So I made some really good progress on my... Oh wait, I got here before. Yeah, the universe is confused. Johnny must have had one eye closed, half sleeping. I made some really good progress yesterday, and like almost at the point where I can get this thing finished. And I wanted to... There's a lot of clean up stuff I need to do and whatever. Seems you've got to mod me on this channel. It's a new channel, Johnny, but here you go. There you go. Johnny's now a mod. Johnny's a mod everywhere. Okay, so. Hey, Andy. You got the spanner. Hey, JTax. So this is where I'm up to. It's I got it all working. I got obviously the supports working yesterday. Not yesterday, last stream. and I put the cover on, but I had to work out how to do the holes in the cover. That was an interesting thing to work out. It took me a while, but I eventually worked out that you can, when you do an array and a pattern, you can actually tell the pattern. So you know when you're normally doing something like an extrusion or a move or whatever, it says to you that, like if I was to click on this and I say move, it says, do you want to move a face, do you want to move a component, do you want to move an object, like bodies, sketch objects, whatever. Well, one of the features in the array is, if I double click on it, I've got to be very careful not to break it, is you can set the type to features. And if you set it to features, you can actually do the hole. So what I did is I created one hole just here, which I used my dimensions for the references to pin it. And then from that hole, I can use that in the array, in the pattern tool as a feature. And so all of these holes are dynamic, which is really cool. And so are the ones for the PCB holder, which I've now got on there as well. So the PCB holder sits on top. Why is Johnny posting his status? Ah! Jono's here! In time. Well, I only just started streaming. Yep, you're 4 minutes late. Hey Fred. So yeah, I've got it working on both the top as well, and if I just hide the bottom, if I hide the base, you can see that if you look through it, the holes on the PCB holder are smaller. They're 1mm smaller, which means the suction will suck the base down. And yeah, it's come up really well. So the PCB bit just sits on top, and there's guide holes for that to sit onto, just like my design, as you can see here. So everything's designed to be able to print easily. So the only thing I haven't done with the PCB holder yet is I haven't put anything in to actually inset the PCB. What I want to do first before I finish, because that's the last thing to do, that, and I also want to work on the this vacuum connection side. So this suits me because the vacuum cleaner comes in from the side, but it would also make sense, maybe, I don't know, to have a version where the vacuum cleaner can go in on the top. But we can get to that. So what I want to do is just do some tidy up. Yeah, that's fair enough, Fred. Yeah, it's a late stream start for me. Cheers. I'm going to burn my mouth on that tea. That is really hot. I want to do some cleanup on the parameters because, so what I should show first is, here's the parameters. This is, I mean, it's all dynamic, right? And I accidentally typed in, this is nuts. I typed in, I meant to change, this was, like I was testing it, I think it was at 113. Right, so you change the width to 113 and it's still, everything is all laid out, mapped out properly. And I went to put it back to 145 and I think I did 140, what did I do? I did at 1545, I think, by accident. So 1.5 meters I did. And it takes a while, but it works. Obviously, because I use a percentage for the side bits, that doesn't quite work. So as you can see here, the screw hole doesn't quite line up with the edge here. But the guide thing does and the holes do. Like that's pretty, I mean, not that you could ever 3D print that, right? Maybe on one of Naomi's designed, like the continuous printer, maybe, I don't know, but that's a bit ridiculous. But it does resize properly, which is pretty cool. That's not really a lot of parameters, no. And I'm gonna add a whole bunch more now. That's the thing, right? So I also think I'm not using these PCB holder ones anymore. Let me just double check that. So I might be able to get rid of those. No, I'm using the cover holes. Okay, I'm using the cover holes, so better save it first. Still confused why this video is not upside down. What? I'm confused. Is that because I'm upside down because I'm on the bottom of the planet? So I should be able to, I hope, I've saved it. I should be able to delete that and that because they're not needed now. I should just make sure that still works. Like I said the other day, it's really frustrating that I can't keep this window open. So I'll make the base 40 millimeters high. That works. And if I make it 250 long, okay, that works. I'm gonna have to check that though. Good. My old printer is very the original Mendel Max large print bed. I need to get it going again. So what's the maximum print size for that? Because that's what I want to work on now. I want to prevent people doing stupid things, and there's no easy. Well, there's two ways I can do it, right? So everything that references width, I could go in and modify everything to do a min on them. 360, right? But you're not going to do a stencil holder that big. That doesn't make sense, right? Because that's like the bigger you make it, the worse your vacuum is going to be, and the less even it's going to be. I think. I don't know. Like it only needs to be as wide as the the width of your biggest PCB. I know, and I'm not going to try to make it completely foolproof, but there are a few things I can do. Right, I was going to clamp it like to 220 by 220 or 200 by 200. Let me just put this back to 20. But there's nothing stopping someone from going 0 on the height, right? And then breaks the timeline. So I don't want that to happen. So what I'm gonna, so the easiest way for me to do it is to add more parameters. Well, the other thing I need to do is add comments to them, because right now they're not, like some of them might be understandable, some of them aren't. But like for instance, so with that height issue, right? What I need to do is not have the height settable here. What I need to do is have the how am I going to label it? That's all using that though. I'm trying to think. 268 by 58. Yeah, that's going to be a... Wow. Which PCB is that? $286. Sorry, did I say 268? I mean, what I'd like to do is something, for instance, like... So things are referencing width. So if I made... if I put a user comment on, do not change this. Right? And then if I added a parameter called just for argument's sake, I was going to make it underscore, but if I make it user width, right? And I made, oh, I did that on a height, doesn't matter. But if I made this 145, yep. And can I move them? Can I not move them around? No. Interesting. And what's the star for? Oh, they go into favorites. Interesting. So what's if I put all of the the ones that the user can adjust in there? That's not a bad idea. And then I can make width can be the Ethernet switch. Right. Yes, I know which one. Yeah. Oh, right. I remember. Yeah, the big one with all the I2C things. Right, but you don't want to split it apart at this point. That's the thing. You'd want to export it and split it. Split the STL or whatever. Like export these as step or something. Splitting it in here would be impossible. Like it would break everything. That's the problem. Hey, Yumbo Prime. Okay, but if I made width, if I said it was min, let's say I was setting it to 200 for now, right? Min 200 or user width, right? Oh, what am I doing? I put that in the name. Oh, okay. It's going to be one of those days. Try that again. Okay, so now the width is 145 and everything is still the same. Okay, but up here, this is where the user would change the width. And if they put in 300, it'll clamp it at 200 because 200 is the minimum, right? So if I was to accidentally go 1545 again, it would still clamp at 200. Hey, Mr. Who, 30. So I'm not going to try to do every edge case, but I want to get some small things in there, right? I feel like I should it's a pity I can't do like in code where I do a rename of this and it renames all of the things that use it. That'd be awesome, but I can't. Do you realize the chat will convince you to scrap Fusion for some open source? Someone's already tried in the chat, in a comment, and it's probably not going to happen. Just letting you know. So FreeCAD is not even close. Nowhere near where Fusion is. And Fusion, it's not about open source, right? It's about free access. And Fusion has a free tier that this will work in. So there's no excuse for someone not to get the free tier if they want this. And FreeCAD, from what I've seen, is just buggy. Hey Bruce, it's buggy. It's not up to the same level. I've looked at a few videos, a few of the moving from Fusion to FreeCAD, and it's really worlds apart. So yeah. Okay, let me just do this with user. I don't like the user bit, but anyway. Make that 175. Put that back to 145. And it'll be min. Okay, let's make it 220. I mean, you could always change this yourself, John, if you wanted to for a wider print. I'm just trying to put some basic defaults in. Like I might actually make it, I think 200 is a safer bet. Millimeter, user. Oh my gosh, can't type today. And it shouldn't be height, it should be user length. Having a bad day. I cannot type. Yes, that's going to be no. Oh, look at that. That did change that. That changed that name when I changed it here. So I wonder if... Oh. I wonder if I do... Okay, if I save that, and now I go and break it. Let's see if we can break it. Let's... if I go and rename this height base to, for argument's sake, underscore height base. Has that updated all of the references? Oh my God, it did. Holy moly. So I can rename all of these. So if I put an underscore, so what's if I label them all private? Like anything that I don't want the user to muck around with. Hey, Pro Engineer. It's like magic. I click my fingers and Bruce arrives. What do you think is a good naming convention, or just do the underscore? See, all of these should have some type of min-max. Like if I put 10 on this, it'll completely break the design. Like at some point it's going to eat through. See that? So you think underscore is okay? And then, so do I then not do a user? Do I just call this, might just call this base width. Can everyone hear the screaming outside? The kids, neighbors next door, so loud. Bruce feels like he's always watching my, I've always got a stream going, don't I? So base width, base height, and then if I call one fillets, I don't know, set that to 5, and then wow, there is some crazy stuff going on in there, let me tell you. So I want the minimum to be 5 on the fillet, maybe 7 fillets. Oh, didn't like that one. Oops, because it's not the underscore. Fillets. Okay. So, and then we want a base height. I'm not going to do it to everything. I'm just going to do it to the things that will really break stuff, right? Like I should be doing a max as well on some of these. No, like you can do a 0 on the fillet, that's fine. 50. I don't even need the millimeters, I don't think. Base height. So not bigger than 50, but I also want it to be max, not smaller than, well, because the problem is it'll destroy the vacuum cleaner thing. I should put the millimeters in anyway. Okay, so now that I can't set the height lower than 20 or higher than 50. And the base height and the this one will be cover height or cover thickness. It's not really a height. Cover thickness. I think I've got set to 4 millimeters. And this, so this will be, see the same thing again, like you can't make this 1. Or I guess you could, but min, like it needs to be, yeah, I'll make it, see I don't even know if it's worth setting it for this, honestly. I don't even know. Hey, Andy Mouse. I'll have to go through and work out which things are going to break things or not. Like the thickness base. Like if someone does this, like if someone sets the thickness, that's the wall thickness. I mean, that's going to be a real problem. Or if they set it to 0. Can you even set it to 0? Or something popped up. Yeah, look at that. So that's just, it's broken everything. So we'll just call this wall thickness. My original names were more to do with the shape design, not user-friendly design. I think I've got 2.4 for my wall thickness, which I think is a good, it needs to be strong, sturdy enough. Way back I did some stuff in OpenSCAD. Yeah, OpenSCAD's pretty cool if you like programming, that type of stuff. Like I used to, back in the day, use Povro. I used to program all my 3D visuals and stuff. Thickness base is min 3 max. What's the thinnest wall someone's ever going to want to do you think? Why is Johnny constantly posting his status? Should we even look at Johnny's status? What are you posting in your status, Johnny? What's the thinnest walls you'd ever want to print, do you think? I'm worried about if they're too thin, just the vacuum pressure and the... Maybe I'll make it just 2 millimeters. Okay. That's what I think. Yeah. 4 by 0.04. I don't know what that means. You mean 1.6? I'd be a bit worried about that. I mean, ultimately, though, it's about faster 3D printing if we can get away with it. Right. I mean, I use 2.4, and that worked out really well. But I think like the taller you make it, the thicker you'd want to make it. Okay, I think they're the only ones I really... I mean, screw and nut diameters and screw length and... Some of these things are... I should just put in... So anything that I want the user to be able to play with. So the base supports, yes. These things shouldn't really be played with. Well, the vacuum hose diameter should be... I mean, is 2.5... Is everyone okay working with 2.5... Sorry, M2.5 screws? No, I don't want to do it as the thickness of a wall height Pro Engineer, because then, like, if someone makes it taller, but they're still okay doing a thinner wall, then I'd rather just leave that. M2.5? Okay, I mean, I use M2.5 a lot for most of my stuff. Cool, okay. So if I just save that, I guess that takes care of most of the issues. Although, you know what I didn't do? I think this is kind of maybe an important one. I didn't set a minimum on the width and the height. I mean, there's nothing stopping someone, I guess, from... I really don't like how these are... Anyway, like nothing stopping someone from going 10 millimeters for the base width. And I'm pretty sure that's going to break. Yeah. So... You live in an M country. Yeah, M2 is good. They're just... Where'd you get them from? They're hard to get. Like, overseas you can get them, no problem. But... See, I just broke this. There we go. So I want to put a minimum on this. And I think it's going to have to be... I know it's stupid, max is the minimum. I think 100 by 100. Maybe 120 by 120. I don't want to have to be doing... I know this sounds stupid. I don't want to have to be doing customer support for people who have broken it by stuffing around with the numbers and trying to help them decipher what they've done. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't stop people from mucking around with the formulas, but size increments, added every length in both head options to my cart. But it was that on AliExpress. Like I really like. I mean, I've tried places locally like Nuts and Bolts and other places. Sometimes, like Bunnings and hardware stores, they do some metrics, like some M dot whatever, but they don't do all of the range and not in all the lengths, and they've got a lot more of the other imperial stuff than they do the metric. Okay, cool. Can you either here or off list? Wait, hang on. So that was yes to Ali, or was that yes to local? If it's yes to local, I'd love to know who. If it's yes to Ali, yeah, I've already got heaps of places to get screws from. Assuming they'll ever turn up. Okay, so. Oh, see, that's something's broken. Something has broken. And I wonder if that's just. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, Ali. Okay, cool. Base back. Those ones can go in. And I mean, these are user settable, so I might as well just vacuum hole. Yeah, how to find M's locally. Yeah, a lot of people don't deal with the really smaller values. Like RS components have some, and then if you want nylon, it's even worse. So I don't know what's happened to this vacuum hole, the vacuum adapter. So oh, right. Because why is that up there? So something moved when I was mucking around. Oh, this is broken. That's interesting. What's happened here? Okay. I want that distance to be... Well, it's going to... Somehow that dimension's broken. That's actually happened to me a few times. Things are broken. So this is... height... That's base height divided by 2. Can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe, yeah, maybe. No, that was still using the same name. I didn't change the name on that one. But see, the screw holes have gone as well. So the same thing's happened here. Yeah, look, maybe, yeah, it broke when I renamed something. It's possible. Base height divided by 2. Okay, finish. They're really wide. What's going on here? Yeah, so my rename did break something. I thought something might break. So that is super wide, and if I get rid of that, oh, Right, it's that opening. It's this opening here that's gone really wide. Okay, I'll work that out. I'll work it out and I'll fix it. Because that opening is ridiculous. No, I really want to know what it is. So that's 100 out from there. Why is this thing so wide? That's the question. So that should be base height. I think I did it, was it times 1.2? I don't like putting magic numbers in. What is that pinned against? I thought this was a center, no, it can't be a center rectangle. Yeah, it'll bug me if I don't figure it out. I'll figure it out. I mean, I just have to redo it. I got to work it out from where. Right, I'm just gonna. So it's going to be length divided by 2 minus base height. And this one is going to be, if I get rid of that constraint, that one and that one is going to be, hello, it's going to be the same. Length divided by 2 minus base height. Okay. And then this thing needs to be, is that already constrained? Oh, see, I've already got 2 constraints on here. That one, what's that one on? You see, that's... Okay, let's try it again. This is going to be constrained to that. Actually, no, that is going to be constrained to that. Where's it already constrained? Oh, there. Okay, try it again. I'll get there. I will. I promise you. It's going to be length divided by 2. No, not fillets. Length how's that length divided by 2? Should be in the middle. Oh, hello, Simple Electronics. I've had the channel for a little while, but I haven't really been streaming on it until now. Length divided by 2. Should put it right in the middle. That should put it right at the, oops, right at the end. Look at that, it's not. Oh, because that's not really the edge, is it? Oh, interesting. Okay, and this length is driven. How am I going to pin it to the middle? That. I'm going to just... How am I going to pin it to the middle? Oh, really? Thanks. What was Dave talking about? Cool. Thank you. See, this doesn't have an actual length. I don't know what... Why not just stay in the middle if you put it there? Any reason it needs to be pinned? You can put in water and told the tale about how... Oh, right, okay. Hey, Rob. Well, yeah, but that's the... It may stay there and it may not. That's what I'm worried about. And how do I actually... I mean, I can get it roughly in the middle. Yeah, okay. Near enough's good enough? Okay, near enough's good enough. Eternal question, will or won't? I always put you to sleep, Rob, don't I? Seeing the vertical position is required of... yeah, like that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. Better save it. Okay, so the last thing I need to do, now this is the thing that I'm not sure if I should tackle this in a different thing. So the PCB top, this section here, the way it's designed to work is, like it's currently 3mm thick. I make mine 3mm thick because my thickest PCB is right now is 1.6mm, and that means that so what you do is you inset into this the layout for your PCB. You don't lie the PCB flat on the top. It's got to be flush, right? So, and people are going to make different versions of these. So this is something that you make a lot of, right? Where this here, this is a one-off. You make this once, you 3D print that once, right? And then you've got it, and that's all you need. Then what you do is you keep making different plates for each PCB you want to use. I mean, you don't have to, but it's very hard to align otherwise if the PCB isn't locked in, right? So like I would normally get this, and let me just grab one. Let me just switch to me. So this one here, okay? So this is that's the thing, and it's inset, as you can see. And the panel sits in there, and the panel doesn't move. And this is completely flush. So the stencil sits on top, right? And that way you get a good vacuum, and it means that you don't have to keep realigning the stencil, like if it's a fold down one, but it keeps everything still. There's nothing worse than trying to align your stencil and the PCB moving. The downside is you have to print one of these for every PCB type, right? Every PCB shape, especially if you don't standardize on your shapes. By the way, actually, I'm just curious. I forgot to try this earlier. And that didn't work. Although, why is that not changing color? This should now be, my logo should be working on both of my channels now, but I've not been able to test it. Oh, it is working. Well, there you go, folks. Feel free to muck around with my logo. It checks both channels and it looks for a live stream. If it can't find a live stream, it checks the other one. If it can't find a live stream, it then waits for a, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it is, and then it'll go and check again. So it'll only do the last one you choose. Like when it does its next grab, it whatever the last command was. So Rob stuck a rainbow on, it's going to stay on rainbow now. It should work. There's no explode. Hey Chris, there's no explode. But I can't guarantee, yeah, I don't know. I've been playing around with a lot of different code on it, and I might have broken stuff. I don't know why Breathe's not working. You can see it's trying to update something. There's that pause. It's trying to process commands, but I might have broken the code. Like if I restart it with the stream already being live, it might work better. Just hold on one sec. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing on the stream today. It doesn't make me a coffee. I wish it did, but I'm out of milk, so I'm drinking tea. Let me flash it. Let me reflash it, see what happens. It should be displaying pink, and it should be cycling through colors if it's not online. It should be doing the trails with different colors. So ship me a cow. Just a carton of milk's fine. Thanks, dude. Okay, so back to the question here, though, is because people are going to make a few of these, then should this be its own project? Or because, like, are people going to want to save the version that they've made? Because it needs to also run off parameters, right? So so the idea is that there'll be some more parameters, which will be PCB width, PCB length, PCB thickness, right? And then it'll do a cutout. But then, of course, when you go and change it to do your next one, sending invitation. Oh, that doesn't look good. It's not, should be trying to flash, but it's not flashing. Sending invitation. Did I send it to the right place? I sent it to the wrong place. Silly me. Try that again. Let's try that again. Wow. Yeah, so then if you go and change those PCB parameters, you won't have this version anymore. Need to duplicate the component with the project. No, because it doesn't matter. If you duplicate the component, it'll still be referencing the same variables. Okay, that's updating now. You can see it's, oh, error. What? No, it's still updating. Okay. Now it should be restarting. And connecting to Wi-Fi. And trying to connect to a stream. And if it connects to a stream, it should start breathing. Or not. I balked it. Oh well, I broke the logo. Oh, no, that worked. So is it just that breathing's not working now? There'll be variables related to the base and how the plate fits, plus variables that are per plate specific. Correct. Now it's not like, because you should only need to print one each, right? So you work out your variables for your plate, you print it, you export it, and then you can work out the other one. Like, they don't have to be stored. If you need to reprint them, you just go print them off the STL. If you need to make it again, you just put those variables back in. Does that make sense? Yeah, I've definitely broken this. Oh well, I don't know what I've done with the logo. Damn, maybe I should change the stream to fixing this. What do you think? Oh! It just went pink. It's just really laggy. Really laggy. That's bizarre. I don't know what's going on. The oddball situation, we're going to need to totally customize the inset using a DXF or something. Right, and there's going to be times where I know that, but this is if you can get half of your boards working with this, that'll be a bonus, right? Yeah, I can't really cover everything. Should be able to do trails in any color now. And if you change the color, there we go. So it should be able to now go green, and it should do a trails in green. Although pink looks awesome. I hate when it pauses. It's so frustrating. I keep saying I need to find a way of doing. There we go. Oh, see, no, and that should not set it to solid. Oh well. Focus. Let's get focus back. Okay, I'm going to at least get one going here. I'm going to set up the variables because this is the last step. This is the last thing I need to do. And that is to set up a PCB width. I don't know why I'm doing capitals. PCB width. So we'll do it. I'll do it based on this panel. Just so 99, and you're gonna have to do the fudging yourself, like for the tolerance of your printer, right? So that's gonna be 99 and PCB width length 119.5. Bit of buffer. And I need a PCB thickness. PCB thickness. And I think this is a 1mm thick PCB. No, I didn't play back Rick Astley. I'm going to have to stick an audio board on it and make it do that. Okay, so we've got PCB thickness. Where did I put that? Here we go. Right. So this is the last step. Save, save, save. Always save. I need to... What is in this? I can't remember. Right. So this is actually PCB holder. Okay, so inside here we're going to need center rectangle, and it's going to be PCB length, PCB width, no, width, oh, who's pinging me? Okay, and I'm gonna, oops. I'm going to have to, right. Okay, that's not gonna work. I just remembered why I didn't do that. Yep. We don't want that in there. One last sketch. I was trying to get this done with as few sketches as possible. It's going to have to be... The concern is this height is adjustable, and I can do it with 3 extrudes. I'm going to have to do it with 3 extrudes. You're going to laugh at how I'm going to do this. You're really going to laugh at how I'm going to do this, but you got to remember everything has to be dynamic, and it can't be fixed to where something thinks it is in space right now when that thing can change position. And I can't use the lock, the capture, because the capture is a permanent capture and it might change where it is. Secret command cable, and the light trails off down the power cable. Maybe not. So this is the goal, that you import your board outline. Now you don't import anything. No. Nothing. You don't import your PCB or anything into this. You just put the dimensions of your board in. I mean, if your board is a really odd shape and you need a funky shape, then you'd have to go and do that manually, right? This is designed for square boards or panels or whatever, right? With edge rails, or it doesn't have to have edge rails. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that. Yeah, dimensions through it's just a rectangle dimensions. If you want to do that, you absolutely can. You could technically load in your PCB into Fusion 360 into the ECAD stuff, make a 3D model out of it, and then cut that out of this if you want to. That's a lot of work and painful, but sure. This is more about just having the base, be parametric, and then having at least the ability to do a basic PCB holder in it. Okay, so check this out. This is going to be, you're going to laugh, 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 laugh. Okay, for me to cut out the section of this, I need to first do an extrude, and it needs to be base height plus top height plus PCB holder thickness, right? So I need to do that first. I need to remove it all, yeah? Which is crazy. Then I need to do the same thing again, and I need to make it base height plus height top plus cover thickness. No, it wasn't cover thickness. It's in this case it's plus, which one is it? PCB holder thickness minus PCB thickness, which gives us the inset, yeah? Then I need to do one last extrude. Right, where I extrude and I go base height plus height of the top There we go. Look at that. So that's the cutout. Now the only problem is they should have been before I did the holes. And I'm pretty sure I can't move these. Oh, I can. There we go. I didn't realize I could move those. I mean, yeah, there you go. So there's the cutout. Save. How crazy was that? I've saved this 45 times. If I turn off the sketch. So if I, well, didn't want to do that. So if I change the dimensions, I know it's a bit hard to see the cutout. If I go and change the dimensions now and go, no, it's crazy that I have to do it that way. Because that way it's always fixed to the ground and it doesn't matter what height I make anything, right? If I go now and say that I want the base height to be 40 millimeters, you see that? The cutout and everything works. If I did it relative to the actual plate, when that plate gets re-extruded, it'll be in a different position and then it won't work anymore. Hey, Mako. So, let's put that back. And so if I now go PCB and I say that actually my PCB width is not 99, but it's 27, I've now got, not that you can really see, but there's a bit in the middle. Or if I make it 50 by 50, there it is. It's always going to be in the middle. Wow, 9 concurrent viewers. That's my most on this channel so far. And if I say my PCB thickness is actually 1.6, it cuts it in more. How cool is that? And if I say my PCB thickness is 5, we're screwed. Because it cuts a hole right out of it. But that's okay, you can do that. On this channel, I don't think I hit 12 concurrent. Oh, I don't know. Not during the stream. I don't think so. Will it cancellate the holes? Will that cause any issues? What do you mean by will it cancellate the holes? Will it cut through the holes? Yeah. Will it cause issues? Shouldn't do, because it should all be sealed. The whole, point of this is that 99, and I'm going to have to actually print one of these out to try it, right? So as you can see here that it's going through the hole, right? But that's okay, because the point is the PCB sits in it, and the PCB sits in it like this, and then the stencil sits on top, and it should be a seal. Is it still live? It is live. Hey Joe, hey Wagon Loads. It's sealed, right? And so it doesn't really matter if there's half holes. It's still, shouldn't matter. It works here too now, kind of. I broke it a bit, getting this working. Getting it working in multiple streams, I broke it a bit. So that's it. Like that is everything this really needs. I'm not convinced about the vacuum plug connection, and I reckon that needs to be. So the good news with the vacuum plug connection is that, you know what? Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I should have done something at 11 o'clock. It's 11:49. I have to take some medication, and I didn't take it. And if I don't take it now, I'll forget. I'm going to leave you on the screen for 30 seconds while I run. How long was I? 30 seconds? Longer? I'm just going to take my meds. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm not convinced about this piece here, but unlike mine, where I did it all part of the same print, this piece just screws on, right? So you've got that there, and you can design whatever piece you want for your vacuum cleaner, for the size you need. If you need something sticking out longer, whatever else. I mean, everyone's vacuum cleaner and setup's going to be different. So, but at least that is there as a guide. And that can be printed by all these pieces can be printed. So what the user would have to do really is just go, close all those. You'd go to the base, and you'd right click, and you'd say, save as a mesh. And you'd save it as whatever you want. STL, right? Save the vacuum adapter the same way. Close those up. Save the base cover and save the PCB holder. And done. 4 pieces you need to print. 3 of them you only need to print once. And then the PCB holder thing, you'd make whatever versions you want. I mean, that's it, right? So I think this is ready for me to hand out for testing. So who wants to be a guinea pig? I don't know if let me just, so go file. So I do an export, right. So I can save it as an F360 file, and anyone should be able to load it. So vac embed. You can only send one command at a time. John, me. Okay, so dynamic V48. I'm going to leave the V48 on there just so I know what one I exported as. And location. See in 3D files. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm in dark mode and doesn't respect it at all. Doesn't expect. Okay, so export. And it's ready. Cool. Okay. John, I'll send you this shortly. Well, actually, I'll send it to you now. I want to make sure that you can open it. Are you in front of your computer at the moment? So my plan with this is, once it's been tested that it works by someone else, then, okay, let me just find where I put it. Here it is, 467K. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, Discord. I'm going to send it to you on... Are you on Discord? I'm going to send it to you on Discord. You're not logged in, but I'm going to send it to you. Okay. If you can, when you get a chance, grab that and just make sure you can open it, please. I've never saved out and handed someone a... on your brand new computer, did you get yourself a MacBook Pro? Did you get a MacBook Pro? Did you get a MacBook Pro? Did you get a MacBook Pro? Don't have a PCB ready to make yet. You still make a vacuum bed. You got one. Awesome. How'd you get one so soon? Right, you didn't do a built to order. My built to order is 5 weeks away. 5 weeks! What? That's nuts. Did you go the Pro or the Max? So do you want me to send it to you another way? I can send it to you another way. What have you got running on that machine? Have you got Fusion running on the machine? Okay. Built to order is like on-demand assembly. Yeah, basically. They may have stock or they may not, but it wouldn't be like in a store or in the local warehouse. Normally it would come from their manufacturing line in Singapore or somewhere if it's built to order. Yeah, I can do email. Subject line, that file. How's that? Okay, email sent. I'm sitting here busting to find out if it works. And if it does, as I was saying, I will make a video for the channel of this, showing how it works. Not necessarily how I built it, but how it works, and then what people need to do to export the files, to print them and stuff. Right, well, a 3D printer wagon loads, that would be a prerequisite for this. Otherwise, you can look at the 3D shape, but you're not going to get anything in your hands. Boo! Got it. Excellent. I'm glad I got this finished. Like, it was something I was always planning that I really want to do. Now, the only thing with this that I did on mine, which is interesting, is, because I did mine custom, is that the supports, if you look from the top, there's no way for me through these formulas to not block holes with the supports. So you can see there's a support there. These support, oh my gosh, you're not even looking at, I'm not even showing you my screen. Try that again. These supports here that hold the base up, see that there? Like, they're going to block the holes depending on how many you put in. Now, the number of supports that I've started with are probably quite a bit more. Oh, okay, that's not right anyway. That shouldn't. You might want to change that, John, before you export anything. Hey, Aaron. Base supports only needs 3. 3 and 3 is really all you need. It's just enough that you can't put pressure down, right? The bigger you make it, the more supports you might need. Right, so that's not as bad now. Like, you got a bit of cover, like it's it's only solidly blocked 1, 2 on 3 of them. These ones have a little bit of space for air to suck through, but there are enough holes on here that it shouldn't be a problem. Time to get some sleep. Johnny, what? I don't believe you, Johnny. Don't lie and say that you actually sleep, because we know you don't. You're just going to go and jump on someone else's chat, aren't you? Good night, Johnny. Thanks for joining, mate. Have a good sleep. I have the file open, looking good. Excellent. Okay. Good. If there's anything else you can think of, John, or if there's anything that breaks, let me know, and I'll update it here. Just realised. And oh, Yuz is coming in, because Yuz is about to go out for brunch. Hi, you gonna come say hi? No, okay. But you're leaving now? Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream soon. Okay. Sorry? Yep. Okay. Thanks. Have a good time. Yeah. So we're out of lockdown. Yay. So people can go out and socialise. Not me though. I don't get to go out and socialise. I just sit here. But Yaz is going out for brunch. Something I'll hold secret, but first name. We all know your last name. No, we don't. I'm just joking. Okay. So I think I'm happy to call that project done. Done, done, done. Not sure if you can all see. Oven. Oop. Reflow Master. Oh, with some little fan controllers. Reflow Master Pro. It's getting close. It's getting close. I might have taken a tangent, but it's getting close. Been living in KiCad, getting better and better at it, which is great. I hope the next time I show me using on KiCad on stream, I won't look like a buffoon. So yeah, very exciting. And my new vacuum cleaner rocks. It's half as loud as my other vacuum cleaner, and it's got great suction. So yes, very excited about that. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up then. I got everything done that I wanted to get done on this. Yeah, so hopefully I'll make, I don't know when I'm going to make a video about it. I hate making videos at the moment, but I'll make something. Feeling when you, hey John, what model did I get? Oh, my vacuum cleaner. I found and bought the cheapest. I threw the box out already. It is a Contempo. $49 from Big W. And seriously, like no joke, it is... So it doesn't have one of those 1, 2, 3, 4 power modes. It's just got a dial. So you can really fine tune how much power. And the... what is also great about it is... Just unplug this. The hose is shit. The hose is not very flexible, like it's quite strong plastic, but it's got that really close to the end, so I didn't have to make one. So I can also do that to relieve the pressure, and it's got a really small nozzle, much thinner than my other vacuum cleaner, which means I don't have to make the bit that sticks out of mine so big anymore, which is really cool. And the 90-degree angle works out much better. So I gotta say, $49 from Big W. It's bagless, and it's half as loud as my other one. I'm quite happy with it. And it's small. It's really small. I don't know how long it'll last, but for 49 bucks, who cares? Hey Adam, should have got a pink vacuum. They had a purple version, but it was $40 more, and I couldn't work out what other specs were different on it. But Contempo, yeah. Who knows? If If you wanted to go hardcore, you could hollow out the supports. Why would I hollow out the supports? That would actually make print time go up, not down. Yeah, like how like, is there any more travel time the printer has to do? Is like, costs it more. Like, unless you're doing, I don't know, I just normally do infill with like a grid or rectilinear, right? I don't do any of the fancy infills because it's not really needed for any of this. So like, there's no lateral pressure on it. It's just down. So it would take way longer to print if you hollow them out. What is that slide to open the tube? Or is that slide stiff enough? You mean on the hose? Is that what you're talking about? You mean this thing here? What do you mean by stiff? It's not loose. Like it doesn't move. It's really good. And then the vacuum pressure would probably hold it even more. I do need coffee. Yeah, I mean, I've had these on other vacuum cleaners before, but they've not been so close to here. This is actually a really good position for me because it would be this way on my table facing me, and I'm working at the stencil printer here, so it'd be really easy for me to just, with my finger, to open this up a bit and alleviate it. But because I can drop the pressure of the vacuum cleaner anyway and make it much lower than my other one was, I don't even know if I'll need to do that. Right, no, this won't move. This really, I mean, maybe over time it'll get loosey-goosey, but yeah, no. Foot switch for power. Yeah, other people have thought about that, but it's not necessary. You'll see, once you start using it, it's not necessary. Yeah. And I don't know if it's good for the vacuum cleaner to turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Home appliance with us. Not really a review. It also looks very Star Wars, very Stormtrooper. Don't you think? Very Stormtrooper-y. Love the colours. Yep. So my review. 1 star. I don't know. What does it do? Oh, it looks very, yeah. My sign doesn't work for white. No, it doesn't. But did you know it works for RGB colors? Did you know that? You can do exclamation mark RGB and then pass it the bytes. It still won't work with white. Well, it does actually work with white. Who said it doesn't work with white? Oh, that's not quite white. Yeah. So you can pass it RGB. There's some stuff broken. Like, I wish it was working. I'll fix it. Maybe I'll do a stream in the future on that. Okay, so now that this is finished, I need to get back to this stepper motor issue stuff, which is really annoying. Yeah. And it looks like I found a bug in the new PWM support in MicroPython, which is a real problem. It's a showstopper bug for me using MicroPython. So yeah, I might be stuck going back to Arduino after all for my Reflow Master Pro. Bummer. Anyway. Your sign didn't work for white, orange, but yellow and green does. There's no orange. I don't have every color, but that's why I added RGB. So that way you can do whatever color you want. Ooh, someone did serpent. Okay, folks, I'm going to go. I'm excited for you to try it out as well. Yes, you can set it to black, which turns it off. Well done, Rob. You broke it. No, you didn't. Oh, I wonder if that'll work. What will that do with the emojis? That'll probably crash it. Let me know once you printed it, John, or once you've had a chance to have a play with it. And yeah, just let me know whatever feedback you've got, and I'll make changes, and then I'll publish it for people to use. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next week. I hope. I'm sure you'll happy that there's showstopper bug in MP as I prefer Arduino. Right. Yeah, but there's some really cool things I've got working in MicroPython for this that I can't do in Arduino. Yeah. And if I move this back to Arduino, it's going to take me way longer to get the firmware finished because this is almost done and there's a whole bunch that isn't in the Arduino version. So yeah, that's a pain. Okay. Oh, and with the MicroPython version, you'd never have to touch the firmware. Where with the Arduino version, if you ever wanted to update it, you will. So that's going to suck. S2 is not in... What? OC on my S2 is not in the Arduino IDE. Which S2? Have you updated? You need to be on the latest Arduino IDE. 2.00, I believe, is the latest, although they might be coming out with a new one soon. The version before that... Hey, Colin, the version before that does not have any S2 support at all. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, they haven't added it then. That I can't help you with. Not my board, not my problem. Colin, we finished it. We finished it. And John Oxo has a version of it now to have a review and play with. But it's done. And it's all dynamic. And I even put some basic, don't let people break this stuff, but not many. Okay, I'm going. Bye, everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend. Ciao.